Welcome back to Clean Fill Wanted. It's been a couple months since I've made a video or any projects really. We had to move our houses, which meant moving shops, and this is the new shop. Someday I'll do a shop tour, but it'll literally take that long. But one of the things I did need here at the new house is a desk or a table. I went with this. It is a breadboard edge top with the A-frame that I used for the clothing rack. I chopped off that and I used that for the leg. So I'm going to make this into two episodes. The first one I'm going to make the top, and the second one I'm going to go ahead and show you making the bottom.
I'm not going to show you me cutting the board to length. It's cutting a board to length. But what I will show is me making sure that the ends were square and true. Even though most of this will be removed, you do want it to be squared and true for when you're marking out your tenons. Every operation I did, I would take the time to do the same thing to all the parts that needed it before I moved on or changed any measurements on my combination square or any of my marking gauges. I used the Will Myers method, which is I used a file plane to go back as far as the tongue/tenons need to be. I used this laminated board before for the collapsible bookshelf, as well as my salt hill, the top of my salt hill. The board warps, so that is really why I'm making sure I'm putting breadboard ends on this. I marked out 3 tenons, one that's dead in the center and 2 on the outside. The one in the center is about 3 inches wide. The ones on the outside are about 2 inches wide, set in about 2 inches as well. And I sawed out the pieces for the tenons. I sawed down to about 3/8 of an inch. I then took my 2 clamp boards, the end boards, the breadboards. Using my Stanley 45, I plowed the groove into them. Then I went ahead and mortised into that. I made the outside about 1/4 inch wider on both sides, just so that that tenon could move back and forth. The dowel rod that I have to make the pegs for this is a metric size, and I don't have the right size auger bit for my brace. So I used this Forstner bit, which was a little bit small, but close enough, and I elongated the holes on the outside tenon with this rasp. When you glue it, you only glue that center tenon. Nothing else gets glued except for a tiny bit on the outside pegs to hold them to the clamp board itself. You don't want that glue getting through to those tenons at all. This is pine, so I'm not using a drill bore method on this because it'll just crush. And I planed the table and scraped it. Here, I'm cutting off the horns on the ends, laying the breadboard ends flush with the table, I put about 6 coats of a polyacrylic on this, which I hate doing because it takes forever, but it really gives you a nice work surface. And I buffed it out with a synthetic steel wool pad, which actually worked really well. I wanted to make sure the whole table was done before I even put any wax on it.
So I apologize about the cicadas in the background, can't help it. There are mistakes in these breadboard edges, little waverings, little chips. You definitely did see me break out one edge because I didn't saw beforehand. Those are the things that you forget to do when you haven't done woodworking in a while. So learning curve, relearning it, relearning the lights, relearning everything here. I hope everybody has a good week, and let me know your comments, give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and next week we'll take care of the legs. Have a good one.